I grew up in Indiana, and I did my undergrad at Ball State University with marketing. Went to UNF for my MBA, met my wife by playing kickball.
I went there with some of my friends who were also on the kickball team.
I kicked a home run.
He kicked a home run, of course, to impress me. I also got my MBA at UNF, knowing that we wanted to open this business together.
I actually found myself to be overweight, and with health problems in my early 30s, she forced me to go to a doctor.
Yeah, I knew he was having trouble, and I really encouraged him to take charge of his health.
We started cooking and working out, felt great energy.
That became our new date night, was let's make a brand new recipe with ingredients we don't usually use and see how it goes.
And I said, you know, we've really got to do something with that.
This is something special. We have to share this with the community.
And with that concept, what Fresh JAX was born. There aren't many places that get creative on combining healthy food and fitness.
We asked the community, anybody we could talk to, would you come to a place like this where after work you could do a yoga class while we make food in the kitchen, and then when you're done with yoga you can grab the food and go home relaxed and with dinner, and it was a big hit. So we knew we were onto something at that point. Let's start with one thing and build a brand and build a following so that when we open there's a line around the block and people are knocking on the door waiting to get in. We started small at the farmer's market. We just had one product. It was a hot sauce, and the line grew from there just from customer requests. It takes a lot of work to start a business, and we did so much research trying to find out, okay, what licenses do we need? Where can we make this? And what's that look like here in Jacksonville without our own space? And who do we need to know? And then once we make it, how do we sell it? You know, it was just really a fun learning time. Also, a little frustrating too. It was, we really just wanted to have one source where we could find all the information and just, you know, do this and then do this and then do this. But we didn't have that at first, and so we were just kind of piecing together all the information we could find.
We started getting involved with SCORE once we were trying to take our business model into an actual storefront, which is what you see here. So that was about 2 years ago, and they were helping us to firm up our business plan and work on our financials so that we can finally get out there and get that extra little bit of a loan that we needed to make our dream a reality. It was very beneficial to be sitting down with my SCORE advisor with our actual financial statement and breaking it down into aspects and ratios that the bank is interested in, so that the bank could look at us as a company, our financials, and make a quick decision. And thankfully for us, it was a positive decision. Well, our advisor is well experienced, as well as I believe every SCORE advisor is, and that's one of the neat things, is you do get paired up individually. And Frances Fisher is our advisor, and she did a great job with me sitting down with our financials. We rolled out pretty much the entire business concept, which was all inside of our 40-page business plan. And so she really combed through that, gave deep critique, real world experience on her thoughts on everything about it. And what was really neat was, even though she was extremely warm and inviting, it was very calculated as far as the feedback that I was getting. It's not like she was worried about hurting my feelings. She was there specifically to make sure that our business would be successful, as opposed to trying to be my best friend. And she helped me realize that we needed to do a couple of things differently, and so it was a process. It's not like we just sat down, knocked it out, and it was done. She gave me guidelines, tasks, and I went out and I performed and came back. We had revised financials with different ratios. We reanalyzed and finally figured out it was time to go and get our financing. Having SBA, SCORE, JAX Bridges, lots of other people kind of having our back and helping us along the way, guiding us so that we are continually pointed to success. SCORE is excellent, great advice. So I can roll out ideas, HR, anything that I might not want to talk about with other people, I can definitely talk about with them in a confidential manner and gain the assistance that I'm looking for. That it wasn't just Hillary and I out there in the marketplace. It was her and I out there in the marketplace with people who had our backs and were willing to give us true advice and feedback. You know, we both went through all the classes in the MBA program. We definitely learned a lot, but as far as real world experience given by personal advice from our advisors, it's hard to put a price on that. It was extremely valuable.
Having the mentors really was able to help us get industry-specific information, especially help in running reports on the different zip codes around Jacksonville, because as you know, Jacksonville is huge, and all of the different areas have a different demographic, they have different spending patterns, they're interested in different things, and so having our mentors helped us tap into resources that told us who was at all the locations we were looking at. If you don't have the time and money to invest in another degree, that doesn't mean that you can't learn. Jacksonville has a wealth of free education out there. The Chamber of Commerce, the SCORE, the Small Business Development Council, all of these things are free ways to learn about business. So as a small business owner, you should always be learning as much as you can and taking advantage of these opportunities. It's a really great way to make big strides forward in your business.
The biggest difference with SCORE is the fact that my advisor is successfully retired and is able to really devote the time and energy and personal experience into exactly what we're doing. SCORE takes the time to analyze your business and set you up individually with the right SCORE advisor who has experience in that field. And so we definitely got a great advisor through SCORE. When you take a look at our tiny company, which was just my wife and I a few years ago, we now employ almost 50 people. And a lot of that is because we have had help growing from just the two of us into a company that employs almost 50 people. Through mentoring, through SCORE and other organizations, we've been able to perfect our unique business proposition so that we have been successful and add to the local economy.
I feel like somebody should pinch me. Like, Is this real? Like, is this really happening right now? And then in some other ways, it feels like, well, we've always been here. It just feels like home already. If we didn't have this community of support through organizations like SCORE, we'd probably still be at the farmers market dreaming of owning our own space.